Okay. I don't know, I might try gripping the controller a little bit differently as well. What does pausing and unpausing do? So what we're doing is a manual super swim. So basically, if you can go forward and then, like, say you're in the water and you hit the opposite direction of what you're facing, then Link will turn around instantly. You can turn around instantly every single frame, like going forward, backwards, and then you can start to slowly gain a bunch of speed to swim really fast. But it's impossible to do that without pause buffering, so what we do here is we pause buffer in these inputs so we can get enough speed to swim all the way across the map to Dragon Roost Island. And unfortunately, it's pretty precise. There's a bunch of precise pauses and unpauses. Now I'll explain it a little bit more after I do it. It takes a little bit of focus, so I'll explain it after I'm done here. Like, you'll notice Link start to split up here slowly. Okay, now that we've reached enough speed, I've gotten out of free cam and gone to target cam where the camera tries to face behind Link. But while I'm holding up, I'm going so fast that the camera can't keep up. So we're basically doing what we were just doing there, but without pause buffering. And sometimes this happens and Link doesn't charge speed if you see two of them at the same time. Now we need to get an air refill. I'll get a little bit more speed here. Oh. Oh now. Okay, now we have enough speed, we're going to swim all the way to Dragon Roost Island. Okay. Yeah, I figured I had enough, but I wanted to be sure. Well, I wanted a little bit of extra speed because I've been having some issues with ESS, and I don't know. I wanted to at least get a complete swim in to get an 80% run in. That little bit of extra charging there. I know I wasted a few seconds, but it was just more of a precaution. This is also a pretty terrible swim. I've usually been able to get like around 5:45 swims. However, the world record manual super swim is like around 4 minutes and 32 seconds. Alright. Well, at least we saved a little bit of time. You can still PB with us, of course. Now we can skip the whole rock segment by doing a bunch of cool little jumps there. Now we get to relax a little bit with some cutscenes. Also, Low Life, have you seen the Wind Waker HD 80% run before? Because if not, you're definitely in for a treat. You haven't? Awesome, awesome. Well, this might be a no reset run then, so I can show off the run. So, okay. So I'll go ahead and explain everything I'm doing then. So right now, as I said before, we're going to be watching some cutscenes. Just to get through some stuff, which it's really nice because it gives me a little bit of a break after having to focus for a while on manual swim. Manual swim's probably the hardest trick in the game, and it is really nice that we can just get that out of the way at the very beginning of the run. However, it is a little bit frustrating because if you get stuck in it for a while, then yeah, it's kind of rough. But we did most of that to get to this point, and if you don't do a manual swim, it takes around like 30 minutes to get all the way to this point. And our main goal is to get a particular item in Dragon Roost Cavern. We're going to be going to get the grappling hook, and I'll show off why we'll be needing that once I get it. But for now, what we're going to do is just do the normal sequence of events. Oops, oh come on. I'd like stop there for a second because I gotta look down at my gamepad to open up the delivery bag so I can be ready to equip this letter here in just a minute. I'll need to show this letter downstairs to Kamali. Alright, we'll go in here. Give him the letter. And once we give him the letter, then we'll start heading over to Dragon Roost Cavern, which is the first dungeon of the game. Also, an interesting thing to point out is that basic movement, like I'm doing right here, is actually really important to a speedrun. Because even the most basic movement can make or break a lot of your time save in a run. A little small thing I learned when I started running this game. goodness, there goes my phone. Probably really loud because it's like sitting right next to the mic. Apologize if that's really loud. We'll take Medley. We'll do the normal stuff. Throwing her up there, and then she'll give us the bottle. And we're only going to use the bottle once in this entire run. Okay, cool. Have a good few seconds there. I do have a lot of time save here at Dragonmoose Cavern. All I gotta do is just play as well as I did in the last run, which should be good. Alrighty, so here's our one use of the bottle for this entire run. And there we go. Bottle's useless to us now. Except in the... Oh, are you kidding me? Oh, dang. That's embarrassing. There we go. I'm surprised I didn't blow it up, because I was like super close to it. Alrighty, also, you'll notice that we don't have a sword. So we're going to be going into this dungeon without a sword. Which you'll probably be wondering to yourself, well, how are we going to do anything in this dungeon without a sword? How are we defeating enemies and all that? Well, we're gonna take some ideas from Breath of the Wild here and do a little innovation on our port. Ready? Also did not bonk on the stairs. It's very easy to like roll and the stairs block you and you bonk on them. Very easy for that to happen and it wastes like a second or so. Okay, so I'm already behind like around, oh goodness, I can pull that enough. I'm already behind like 8 seconds I think because of missing the bomb there, but that's okay. Still pretty far ahead. So yeah, we're going to be using pots and rocks and later we'll be using the enemy's weapons to our advantage. And same thing here, we're gonna take this rock, if I can pick it up, throw it here, and then roll it here. Now we're also gonna have to get 10 rupees while we're in this dungeon, so that we can play a certain mini game later. Alrighty. And just like before, there's a lot of just basic movement in here. However, a lot of this is actually pretty scary because there's a lot of things that can waste a lot of time if I mess it up. And we can do a small little cutscene skip here. To skip the camera just staring at the water turning into the water going into the lava. And sometimes this guy can like swing at you while you try to pick up the pot, and then as a result he'll break the pot and then waste a little bit of time. And sometimes you can't really do anything to prevent that. Ow. Okay. We'll go over here. Pick up another 5 rupees from the skull. And that's literally all the money we'll need for the rest of the game. Hopefully I don't miss this rock, because this is one of those things where if I miss it, then it wastes a lot of time. But fortunately I hit him. And now we're moving on. Alright, so this next, this like outdoors room, this is probably my least favorite room in this dungeon. Just because of a particular jump we have to do later on. here at the end of this room. And if I miss this jump, I'd have to start this whole room over. Not that jump. Okay, well, of course I'd miss that jump of all things. I don't know how I missed that jump, but oh well. Yeah, the roll clip, exactly. Roll clip is scary, and that also can happen. Okay, this is a pretty bad DRC so far. I don't even know what happened on that jump. Oh yeah, his name is Frank. Frank, no. Okay, let's try this again. Alright, see, that seemed like the same angle, but oh well, whatever. Alright, here's this very precise roll clip that we do here to jump over to the other side, which saves a few seconds, and if you miss it, you have to restart the whole room. Kind of like what we had to do for me missing that very simple jump. But, hey, it happens. Oh, nice. Nice side hop there. There we go. Oh my goodness, this is a terrible DRC. I'm hoping I can at least save a few seconds here. Also, we do not have the, I forget what it's called, but that thing. We don't have that thing, but the text triggers for them are always in the game. Oh, I hate this DRC right now. Like, already at this point, we were about to enter the next fight, I think, from the other run. Okay, nice jump. Also, these rats can sometimes try to steal your money, but the funny thing is that when they hit you, sometimes they drop more rupees than you actually have. So I went from 10 rupees, I dropped some of my rupees, and now have 18. Which actually helped a little bit sometimes in an older route, but unfortunately it doesn't help us out too much here. Oh, no. No. No, I mean about that. I hit A and Link dropped it. I don't know why. That was weird. No, don't side hop. Okay. Now here's the biggest example of using our environment to our advantage here. He's on his last hit, yeah. Okay, that was a decent fight. I think I'm like 40 seconds behind right now. So I might be about even with PB, unfortunately. Which means this is definitely a terrible DRC, but whatever. We're still okay. We're still okay for PB. I could probably save like a lot of time here with the with throwing the bomb earlier. I'll need to work on that. I think you can do a couple of side hops to get over there a little bit faster, and then be able to throw it a little bit earlier for it to go off at a much faster time. Okay. Hopefully the Moblin here doesn't can actually get stunned out of his hits when I actually hit him. Make sure they don't pick up their weapon if I drop it. Dude, get off the weapon, come on. Oh, this is bad. This is actually really bad. It was bad before, but now it's just really bad. No, stop. Stop it. Stupid. Okay, yeah, here comes our time loss. So that's DRC for you. So now we're going to get the grappling hook. And basically, in the HD version, the grappling hook is the most broken item in the game. And we only use it for its intended function like once. Or I think twice. I don't know, we use it a few times. But the point is that we can do a glitch called item sliding. And it basically lets us gain an enormous amount of speed so that we can super swim wherever we want, we can clip through stuff, and basically just break the entire game apart. So basically like that. Now we'll get to see it in action to help us do super swim. So now we don't have to do manual swim anymore to gain a bunch of speed, because now we have this. So since we don't have a sword, if we encounter these particular moblins that have the other lanterns, then they're programmed to catch us and put us in jail if we don't have a sword. So we're going to do that. We'll be in what we consider Forsaken Fortress 1. And Forsaken Fortress 1 is basically the version of Forsaken Fortress where you sneak around and try not to get caught by the spotlights and all that. And we need to beat Forsaken Fortress 1 in order to spawn the King of Red Lion so that we can beat the game later. Because we know— oh wow, that was interesting. Because we need the King of Red Lions to be on the map and to advance that part of the story in order to beat the game later. Okay. Also, we need to activate this cutscene as well, because activating this cutscene will later be able to give us bombs. Because on the pirate ship, if you go onto the pirate ship, and then it'll play the first minigame, which will give you the spoils bag. But after you play that cutscene, then it'll give you the second minigame, which gives you bombs. And bombs is a lot more important than the spoils bag, so we're going to go with that. And we're going to do a few more item slides in order to get to where we're going. And we can also charge up item slides against a wall or against, say, a ladder in order to gain speed in one place, in order to do really large jumps, like you'll see there. Come on. Link, face the wall. There we go. There we go. Now we're gonna hit him with the grappling hook, and that'll cancel a cutscene from being played. So we can just do that, and he won't be able to see us. And we can just kill him like that, except that I mess up a little bit. In the bed. Alrighty, have a good night, Smokey. Thanks for the good luck, dude. Thanks for stopping by. And with that, that is FF1. Which, that was a pretty decent FF1. And now we have like a minute and a half of... We have a minute and a half where we don't even press a single button. This is the time to, like, get up and stretch. To do. Work on stuff. In my case, I'm going to be using a, metronome for this next trick. Because it's a really precise trick with a really precise item slide. We call it FCP Island Hop. And FCP is the island with the minigame where you glide across with the Deku Leaf. And if we activate that minigame, and we get out of that area without ending the minigame, then we can go to Outset Island, and the pirate ship will be over there at Outset with this minigame on. So that way we can get onto the pirate ship and get our bombs that we'll need for later in the run. Oops. Okay. So yeah, if you hear the metronome in the background, then that's what you'll be hearing. Okay, now we have the King of Red Lions out here, which if you noticed when we got the Wind Waker right after the manual swim, then he wasn't in that cutscene where he usually is. Alrighty. That was just a little waiting game to wait for these cutscenes to cycle through. There's a few moments in the runs where we're just kind of going through cutscenes. Unfortunately, we can't hit start to skip cutscenes, except for the very first one. By first one, I mean the little prologue at the very beginning, which that does save about 4 minutes, skipping that cutscene. I said manual swim was probably, in my opinion, the hardest trick in this run. And this is probably like second or third, just because of how specific it is, and you have to execute it perfectly in order to get a really good time in it. But first things first. Also, I forgot to explain earlier, because we did some sequence breaking, it always spawned us at Outset Island if we saved and quit, kind of like what we did at the beginning. Now if we save and quit, it will always spawn us at Windfall. So what we're gonna do here, is void out and just go to the edge of the map. But first we gotta go into Beetle's place. And then exit. And then we're just gonna swim off the map. And by doing that, then our spawn flags will be set, and then we'll spawn wherever we're actually at. We'll do a really fast super swim out of here. See the edge of the map there. Save and quit. And now we're at Dragon Roost Island again, but we're going to be leaving here like right away. Okay, now here's FCP. Now once we activate this minigame, we want to do an item slide that'll have us land right on top of Dragon Roost. Which I probably should have saved before I did this, but oh well. Okay. If I get it, I get it. It'll be no big deal. I'll still finish the run, even if this doesn't PB. Oh, nope, don't want to do that. Oh, stop it. No, I don't want to go that way. Come on. Should be good. Ah, perfect, perfect. Should be able to swim all the way there without drowning. We want to at least like get close enough to where we can swim towards it, or in very rare cases land directly on the island. However, landing directly on the island, yeah, it's like frame perfect. If we land too far away, then we'll either have to like save and quit and just try again. Oh wow, I barely made that. or we just do a manual swim over there. But fortunately this works. Might be too fast, actually. Yeah, this is way too fast. Also, normally we have a map at the on our gamepad screen, on like a normal playthrough, but we actually skipped the trigger that allowed us to see our map, so we never have a map this entire run. So you kind of have to learn where each island is and what islands are where. So I usually look at specific islands and try to pinpoint where they are in order to help me know where I'm at on the map. This won't be a best, but this is still pretty good. As long as I can get a good rope game. Yeah, now we're on the second minigame, and this will give us bombs. Also, a little note about my my timer and splits over here. The reason that these middle splits are blank and like the beginning and end are filled in is because this is a newer route. And I got this personal best that I have is from an older route, and all the blank spots are where all the differences are from the two routes. Okay, good rope game. Okay. This plays fairly close to my best, so I'm happy with that. We're still below 105 on best possible time, so we're sitting pretty right now. Now we're gonna save and quit. Go back to Windfall. And we're also going to turn on hero mode. And this will be useful later. I mean, you know, the game's too easy, right? gotta make it harder. Now we're gonna super swim over here. And we're gonna get a quiver from this fairy owl, but we can't get in there normally, so we have to do once again another item slide. We'll have to line ourselves up perfectly here. And this is also a fairly precise item slide. Yeah, you either like clip too much or not clip enough. There we go. Okay, that was good. That was good. That was good. That was good. Alright. Good, good, good. So now as you might have noticed before, we put on hero mode. And this trick that's coming up next is specific to hero mode just because of how like health works and all. And basically what we're going to be trying to do is skip a cutscene by putting our health at 0. What we're going to do is we're going to put our health at 0 right as a cutscene starts in order to try to skip it. Which may or may not work, and if it doesn't work, that's okay, then it won't be too big of a deal. So we're going to damage down from this buddy right here. The harder difficulty for this game. Yeah, the hardest difficulty is only on the HD version. The harder version, you take double damage and there's no hearts anywhere. Like you can't get hearts normally. You have to rely on fairies and other means to get health. Remember playing this game having the hardest time in the rope swing? Yeah, I was so bad at the rope swings when I played this as a kid. Like those were so difficult for me. Granted, they're a little bit harder on the GameCube version, but yeah, they're pretty difficult to get down. Right, so now we're at Forest Haven. And as you can probably see on my splits, we're here to get a Deku Leaf. But really, like, the goal of this middle section is just a bunch of collecting. We collect a bunch of items to prepare for the end game. Go on this big scavenger hunt to get what we need. Okay. We'll need to defeat the last Chew, and then place a bomb down, and put ourselves at 0 health, right as this cutscene starts. Nope, except I need to walk into this route. These guys... Oh, I got it. Okay, I got it. Good. So now you see that the cutscene tried to start right there, but then it wasn't able to because I died. So now we gotta go back up there. Whoops. And by doing that, the game thinks that we watched the cutscene because it started, so the game thinks to itself, oh, well, you started the cutscene, well, that probably means that you finished it. So now the requirements for finishing the cutscene are now done, and we can just scale up the Deku tree to get the Deku Leaf now. Also, I think I'm getting a lot better at that cutscene skip. That's really hard to get down. I'm glad I'm showing a little bit more consistency with it. Now we do our long climb up the bulbs. Also going to turn on my next metronome for this next really precise trick. This next trick, after we leave Deku Tree, is something that used to be really inconsistent and really difficult, and now it's still pretty precise, but it's a whole lot easier and a whole lot more consistent. There's Deku Leaf for you. Now we have everything we need. Now we can start preparing for the end game. Oh, whoops. I need to not be in hero mode, actually. Okay, that's gonna waste a few seconds. Whoops. Alright, now we gotta do a pretty precise item slide to get out of here. Personally, I'm not a fan of this item slide. This one is just wonky. Okay, should be good. Yeah, we're good. Now we're gonna swim all the way across the world again. And come back to Forsaken Fortress. Now this is Forsaken Fortress 2. This is the normal Forsaken Fortress, and this has Phantom Ganon and all the like mid-game stuff. But we're not gonna fight Phantom Ganon because we don't need to, and we also can't because he needs the Master Sword. Otherwise, you can't defeat him. You can stun him with the bottle, but that's about it. Oh wait, I need to be over here. I'm also gonna, so what we need to do is finish Forsaken Fortress. And remember the door we went through before after we got our sword? Well, we can't go through that now because it's locked. But we can do a really precise item slide to get in here. We're going to do some really specific movement to get there in order to avoid spawning Phantom Ganon. Also, I got really worried there for a second that that wasn't going to work. I'm going to turn off our gyroscope here because of how precise this is. Oh, okay. Link like kind of half goes into the ground, then that wasn't enough speed. Kind of like there. Hopefully we got the right angle and enough speed. Now we just gotta wait until Link clips through. Hopefully it's not too terribly long. Okay, he clipped through, but I had an incorrect angle, so now we're losing a little bit of time here. Should have the right angle this time. There we go. We got it. We got it that time. And we actually should be ahead by a good amount. So that was the last bit of stuff that's new to the newer route. They came out about 6 months ago. Now we're at endgame. And this cutscene in particular is usually in the midsection of the game. But we need to once we get through this cutscene, then we'll end up down in Hyrule, underwater. And then we'll be able to do the next thing, which is Barrier Skip, which is considered the biggest skip in all of Wind Waker HD. Well, all of Wind Waker in general. It's the biggest thing in this game, because with Barrier Skip, you can Barrier Skip saves like 2.5 hours overall in this run. Like, it is a huge skip. Like, if you take just Barrier Skip out of this run, then you have to do all the dungeons, and you have to do the Triforce quest, and you gotta do like a lot of things, and it ends up being like a 3.5 hour run. But since we have Barrier Skip, we can cut it down to around an hour. Hey, did I get new pause down? I'm getting there. I'm still working on it a little bit. I wanted to practice more today, but I ended up being a little bit more busy than I thought it was, so I didn't get as much practice as I wanted. But I practiced a little bit before I started streaming, and I think I'm slowly starting to get it now. Like, I'm becoming much more aware of when I'm in the old method. And my swings have been a little bit slower as a result, but hopefully that means I'll slowly start to speed them back up again and have more consistent manual swims. It feels slightly less punishing right now. I mean, it's still a little bit punishing because I still sometimes revert back to the old route without knowing, or the old MSS without knowing, but I'm getting better at knowing the difference. Alrighty, so what we're going to do here is we can't fight this boss, so naturally we're just going to skip it. Climb up here, flip into the floor, crawl down here, jump on top of this thing, go around, and jump around the barrier blocking us to Ganon. And that's how we skip Helm of Rock. Or rather should I say one of the like 80 different ways you can skip Homerock. Oh boy. Pretty bad beginning, but we're on a good pace now. If anything, this run has shown me that I'm really improving in the door clip specific tricks like FCP and Deku Tree cutscene skip. How's new door clip? I had the wrong angle on the first one, but then I got it the second time. Like, it wasn't too terribly slow at all. I've been getting new door clip very consistently now. Like I did a early Master Sword run before this run, and I got it like almost immediately. Like, I've got it pretty well down now. So here's another section where we're just watching a bunch of cutscenes. However, something interesting about this game. Well, number one, we have the hero's clothes back on instead of our usual PJs. But we'll have our PJs back here in a little bit. But you'll notice they gave us the shield and the basic Master Sword. And there are some specific cutscenes in this game that give you a certain sword and shield based on what you should have at that moment in the game normally. And this is going to be really useful later on, because it'll give us fully charged Master Sword and the Mirror Shield in a later cutscene, which we will need. Well, we'll at least need the shield. Well, not the shield, but we'll need the sword. We won't need the shield, but definitely the sword. And this trick is also especially useful in the all dungeons category, because you can go to where you can get the Mirror Shield and the fully charged Master Sword, and then go back to some dungeons and complete them with some more powerful gear. You can also skip half of Earth Temple and like a cutscene in Wind Temple. So yeah, very, very useful. Now we're coming up on barrier skip. But before we do barrier skip, we'll have to do castle clip to get to the barrier. And that'll skip like going through Hyrule Castle, which skips like a minute long, like nearly a minute long cutscene, and just generally walking through there to get to the other side. And hopefully because of that we won't have Tetra getting in our way while we do the clip. I also have like a minute of time save here, so if we do this well, or even decently, then we're saving a large amount of time. Alright, I'm going to keep my my gyroscope off for this trick as well, because it is also a very precise trick that requires a very specific angle. So I don't need like the slightest bump on my gamepad to throw me off of that angle. Alrighty, Tetra, let's go. Also, we need to stay away from the boat, because if you don't have the sail but have bombs, if you get too close to him, he'll soft lock you in a string of text that goes infinitely. Okay, good. Now we're going to hit the barrier. I'm going to pull out Wind Waker so that right as it tries to damage us, so that we can stick here on this little solid part. Then we'll look up so we can get our correct angle. Should be good. if our angle is correct, we should just clip right through. Just like that. Okay. Ooh, that was actually really smooth how that panned out. Now we'll go over here. I'm gonna stop right here. Go over here just for safety. We'll do another item slide to get over here. And that's berry skip. We're also like almost 3 minutes ahead. Oh boy. Okay. Can't get too excited though, because pretty much any like big mistake here is gonna kill the run. Also, come back on gyroscope. Wing. Go. Be cool and fly backwards into the loading zone. And yeah, we also skipped the trials that you have to do in those rooms by doing a very specific clip by having the bomb push us outside of the wall, and then we can use the Deku Leaf to fly into the loading zone. Which, if we didn't have that, we can't do the trials, because we don't have some of the necessary items like the hook shot, so good thing we can do that. And this maze is set, so you can always go in the same directions, and as long as you have it memorized, then you'll be good to go. We also pull out a bomb here to save like half a second for Link to not look back at the door as it locks. Also, depending on how Phantom Ganon attacks here, like, depends on how much time we save. And that was the best attack that we could have hoped for, so that was really good RNG. And we should be saving a couple of seconds here. Okay. Really good light arrows. Actually, do I have enough magic? I have not been looking at my magic. Should I have enough magic for one shot? Yeah, okay. Alright, we're good. Now we're just gonna go up here and then fight Puppet Ganon normally. Wrong thing. And of course, we're gonna item slide up here and look cool. I think I got both of them. Okay, good. If I don't get both of them, then I actually have to waste a shot, which then I won't have an extra shot for Puppet Ganon in here. And magic is really important for this fight and how we do it. This fight is all about health and magic management, just because of the trick we have to do after this. There's one more major trick that really defines and makes 80% as good as it is. Hey, what's up, Cody? Thanks for the good luck. Definitely gonna need it right now. If we get Crypt Shot and Trog Shot, which are two very specific shots that we can do with the light arrow to get like a double hit on Phantom Ganon in the second or third phase. If we get both of those, or even if we get one of those, and good RNG, then we'll save a good bit of time here, I think. I don't think I've really had a good Puppet Ganon in any percent. I've had really good ones in practice and on my old post-pause practice splits, but I don't think I've actually had a really, like, a perfect Puppet Ganon in 80%. A good thing I practiced Puppet Ganon here. Oh. Okay. Oh, I did not think that one would hit. Yeah, I'm gonna wait. Oh, really? Okay, let's... If he gets in that low animation, it's much easier to hit him. Yeah, I wasted a good bit of magic there, so I'm gonna need a magic drop from the case, which is very, very luck based. So we'll see what we get here. Oh, actually, I only have one shot, so I'm not going to even be able to do Crypt Shot. Oh, that stinks. That probably would have worked too. That makes me sad. Come on, give me magic. There's not enough magic. Alright, I'm not gonna be able to do Crypt Shot. I'm gonna try one more round of magic. See if we can get even more magic, because this is not enough for the last phase. Come on, give me good drops. Yeah, that's good enough. That's good enough. I'm going to intentionally get hit here. Good. Wasn't sure on that shot. Okay. That's also a sub 59 Ganon. Oh my goodness. Is that a best? No, it's not a best. Okay, well, even if this doesn't PB, I think I'm going to upload that to the Puppet Ganon leaderboards. Okay. We're a bit low on health. You know, he beat us up pretty well. But, you know, we're still alive. We're still alive. We got this trick coming up here, which I'll probably explain after I pull it off, because I think I'm gonna shut up here and focus for a minute. I'm really high on health. Oh no. Oh no. What am I doing? Scrimmer. Scrimmer. Failing the run. Scrimmer. Okay, now we're gonna climb up here. We're gonna equip Deku Leaf. Okay, good, I have magic. Then we're gonna wait. Wait. Let's scoot my chair back a little bit. I remember when my run failed here because I did a backflip. That was rough. No. Because it's magic. Now I'm really gonna shut up. Just know that we don't have the hook shot, and we can't get up on the platform that we need to get up on without it. So we're gonna do something very special. Oh, okay. Oh boy. Okay, calm down. Okay, so what happened there? We didn't have the hook shot, so we could not get up onto the platform. What we did is we went up to that creature. It's called a Morth. We went up to the Morth, and we hit it with the sword to kill it. But as we killed it, it latched onto us. And because we did that, then anything we hit it with, if we hit it with an arrow, because we did that, then it'll drop a heart. Then we got it up onto that platform with the Deku Leaf. And once we positioned it to where it needed to be, then I shot it with an arrow, had it drop a heart. Then I brought my health down to 0. And when you're dead, you can pull out a jump attack right before the game does the game over screen. And if you do that, you can put yourself in the air. But as you're doing the jump attack, the game realizes you're dead and then cancels the jump attack. But once it does that, you can do another one. So you can just keep spamming jump attacks to go higher and higher, so that you can land on the heart and grab the heart, and then live through that. You're holding your breath, nice. Thank you. Yeah. Now, just because I'm at the end here, this does not mean I'm gonna get a personal best. Not mean anything yet, because I have 1 heart, and Ganondorf, his sword does 1 heart, so any hit from him will kill my run. Except, I think I'm so far ahead that even if I die, I can get a really good Morth Harbor, and maybe get a very small PB, but I'm not gonna die here. We're not gonna die here. I'm gonna focus. Not gonna look over at this screen. Just gonna focus on the battle. We'll be good to go. Hopefully Zelda doesn't kill us, because Zelda's more of a threat in this game, or in this battle, rather, than even Ganondorf is. Okay, it's okay. We got this. Also, I love how I said I was going to do no reset run, and now I'm actually going to PB. I did not expect this run to get anywhere. Holy cow, we're looking at a 106 right now. Link overslept. Okay, here we go. Not gonna do anything fancy, I'm just gonna fight him. He almost killed me there. Holy cow. That was very close. Okay, that's the scariest part. We did it. We did it. Holy cow. Holy cow. Oh! Oh! Oh my goodness! No way. No. No, 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 no. No way. I did not just do that. Oh my... No way. No way. I did not just get a 106. There's no way. 106.19, that's my new PB. Finally got a PB after like 3 months. Oh my gosh. Oh dude, dude. I'm... Is that a world record? No, it's not a world record. But it's still a really good time. Oh my word. World record is like 57.09, which getting under an hour is absurdly good. Like no one except for Ian has gotten under an hour. Oh. Oh my gosh. Dude. The new PB.